They already have an entirely different upbringing to the upbringing that you had. You are a present mum. You are a stable force within their lives. But that's not what you had.
No, it's not. And, but I suppose that's one of the things that really has come sort of apparent from writing the book. And it's been really special for me being able to write it and see that I've come a long way, and in a funny kind of way, the relationship that I had with my mum has helped me have the most amazing relationship with my kids.
Well, she was a wild child. You were abandoned. The stories of her driving a Rolls Royce across
the cricket pitch while the game was going on. That was really weird. I was really little, and it was just a strong memory that I have that there was a match going on and she drove across the pitch and I'm in the back and they're all screaming.
In a state of chemical assistance.
Off her head.
Yeah.
But, you know, and there was a real... And I hope I've got this through in the book, that I had a mad love for my mother. Like, I thought she was... I sort of worshipped her a little bit. And she had no boundaries. I had no boundaries when I was with her. I could wear whatever I want. I could go whenever I want. I had no curfew. So when you're a teenager...
It's like the coolest thing in the
half
world.
of you thinks that that's really cool, but there was another half that I'd look at her and I think, she might give me a bit of a hug now, or she might actually remember to pick me up from the airport this time, or she might... Those were the things that I look back now and I think that's what I really needed.
It had a rolling effect, though.
Yeah, it did.
Then it rolled into another aspect of the book, which was your own personal problems.
Well, it was addiction, you know, and I was trying to fill a hole.
A void.
Yeah.
Mum.
Yeah.
And where that went, I mean, you really did spiral and you hit rock bottom and it was heroin addiction. Did you know, people would talk about that moment of hitting rock bottom and knowing that there was nowhere else to go. Like, how did you know you'd got there?
Well, you know, I think it's weird because different people's rock bottoms can mean different things, because I actually hadn't had heroin for a month, or I'd actually weaned myself off heroin, but I realised on that day that it wasn't just heroin that I had a problem with, it was alcohol, it was all other drugs, because all other drugs, I just couldn't take one of anything. But in fact, it was my friend, and she said one thing to me, and to me, that was my personal rock bottom. And it sounds... Sozzle pots. And it sounds really pathetic, because all she said was, everybody is talking about you. You are the talk of every dinner I go to, or every coffee I have with my friends. Everybody's talking about what a mess you are. And I thought I'd brilliantly kept a sort of... always wore makeup, had a job, I never stole, I didn't do all the things that other junkies did.
Yeah,
I thought I was fine, I was fully functioning, but I wasn't.
No.
I wasn't, and everybody else could see that, and I suddenly thought, oh, my God, my pack of cards has fallen down. I've got to stop. So it's actually... It was a tiny thing, but it was at the end of months, years of just, you know, degrading, feeling more and more self-hatred.
And that's how you managed to claw yourself back out of this, because you got the help. And it sounds people still say, you must learn to love yourself, you must learn to love yourself. But actually, that's the hardest thing to do when you haven't experienced that love.
And when you hate yourself so much, you think you're worthless. I mean, even if somebody smiled at me, I'd think, are they smiling? Who are they smiling at? Like, why would you smile at me? I'm horrible. I just wasn't worthy of anything. I went to my first meeting, an NA meeting, and at the end of it, somebody went, do you want to come for coffee? And I was like, me? Like, why would... Yeah? Yeah? And he said... Well, and I said, I haven't got any money. I had no money. And they said, oh, don't worry, we'll get you coffee. And I was thinking, why are these people doing this for me? I thought they were the Moonies, but I thought, look, this is my last chance. Where else can I go?
You've got to do something.
And they, you know, I got a sponsor, and she was the person that helped me find a way of trying to learn to like myself. I couldn't love myself at first. It was too big a leap. Just trying to like myself was a big challenge.
So those big aspects and big things in your life. Then, I mean, you're very honest about losing your sister Caroline, your lovely sister Caroline. That dealt you a shattering blow, but you said out of that came the fact that you're not scared of dying because she went through that with such incredible dignity.
Well, she was unbelievable, and I was talking about this yesterday. When Brad and Angelina split up, she would have been the first person that I would have called. She loved things like that, so I called her best friend. And we both talked about the fact that we'd wanted to call her on that day. And we both talked about her bravery in dying. And there was something about her acceptance of death, her her willingness to say, I know this is going to happen and I am not going to freak out and fight it the whole way and make you all really upset with my fear. She was just... And I know she was doing it for us. She was so brave. And I'd see her pull it out of the bag for her friends when she was absolutely exhausted to make them feel better. Yeah. And she wrapped up little gifts of her clothes and her jewellery before she died, and she gifted them to people. She didn't have much. She was terrible with money and finances and stuff, but everything that she had, she gave away before she died. I mean, she was just amazing. But when she went,
I know, don't.
When she went, it was so peaceful. Yeah. She was so peaceful that...
Leave it.
Yeah,
it's in the book.
It's in the book.
And that's what I said. That's how I started this whole conversation. Is the fact that it's going to be tough going through these things again. Let's lighten it up.
Yeah, let's lighten it up.
You've only got about 30 seconds. Are you going to do Bake Off?
No, I can't. It's like I'm sugar-free. Can you imagine? Like, try this cake. Has it got sugar in it? I'm not like, it would be terrible for me.
For more of the same, just click here.
You need to know the facts about when your body's at its prime, when it's at its optimum age to recreate.
Well, the only thing they teach at school is how not to get pregnant.
Exactly.
That's what you do. You spend your whole life going, I don't want to get pregnant.
I know, and you spend your entire life, and I still was into my early 30s, thinking, oh, I can't get pregnant, I can't get pregnant. And then one day, you suddenly go, gosh, I really want children.